Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm here at Carswell with the lovely Tony, who is one of the hosts here, and today we're just going to go through a few of the do's and don'ts for safety and etiquette on a simulated clay day. Now I'm sure that most of you are fully aware of how to be safe and what you should and shouldn't do, so this is by no means like telling a grandmother how to suck eggs sort of thing. However, we just thought we'd give you all a little bit of a refresher. So let's start off, Tony. Right, Tony, so what do we need to know if we're coming on a simulated clay day?
Well, a simulated clay day is a very exciting day, but we've got to look after our personal safety. So first and foremost, the most important thing that we need is something to protect our eyes, because there are lots of clays coming over, and with you all being very good shots, bits of shard and clay comes off, so we must protect our eyes, and that's mandatory. For us hosting here, if we don't have any glasses, we will loan people glasses. Okay. The next matter is to protect our head and keep some of the debris out of our face, a peak cap. Yep. We ask everybody to wear a peak cap. Now, some of the guys that come and ladies come, they have a standard cap that they use from the game season. That's absolutely perfect. Yep. And last and not least, we have some form of ear protection. I like to use these because I put a headset on when I'm talking to my fellow workers here at Carswell, but any form of ear protection over ear so that you've protected yourself. That is the minimum amount of safety equipment we require you to wear as a shooter at this venue. Okay, so we know what PPE, so personal protective equipment, we've got to wear. We've got to wear a hat, we've got to wear safety glasses, and we have got to wear some form of ear protection. But Tony, tell me, if I turn up at the sim day, so I've parked my car, what's the first thing that I've got to do? First and foremost, look for a safe parking area. The host will be giving you directions where to park. But like anywhere, when you're taking a firearm, especially your shotgun, make sure that you carry out the normal safety procedures, that your vehicle is secure and that your gun is secure inside that vehicle, and your cartridges are separate from the gun. Okay. Once you've had your breakfast, your host will then explain the events of the day. Okay. That will be to make sure that everybody has their PPE. Yeah. That's your own responsibility, and I'm certain that host will have spare items that you could borrow off them. Okay, that's handy. Also, any event of emergency, minor first aid procedures, a good host will have a first aid kit with them. Yep. And if there's a major first aid incident or someone that is a casualty, then that they would take charge, look at what 3 words, and the local area where ambulances or any emergency services can get access to the person that's injured. Okay. Once we've done that, then they will be explaining the nature of the ground, what type of footwear should we wear in, and whether we can take our cars or transport is provided. Okay. Now remember, if you're transporting other people in the cars, it's your responsibility to look after them and also their firearms. Okay. And then you would most probably make your way to the first drive. Right, so Tony, we've arrived at the first drive. I've just parked up, and now tell me what I'm going to do safety-wise. So when you arrive, you'll be given pegs to actually stand on. Yeah. So in this case, we've been given this peg. I'm number 1, you're maybe number 2. Okay. And you will notice that the gun has remained in its sleeve at all times. Yeah. So first and foremost, the host will tell you your limit to your right, and also your limit to your left. Okay. That is due to the nature of the ground and any issues that the ground owner knows, which you might not. Okay. So the next bit is that you'll be getting ready to actually get your gun out to shoot. So only then, and when you're comfortable, do we actually get the gun out. Yeah. So you will notice I open up the sleeve, I get access to the gun, and I break the gun while it's in the sleeve so I can see that it's empty. Okay. When I remove the gun from the sleeve, the gun is there, so any other people that are shooting around me to pegs to my left or pegs to my right will know that my gun is broken, and we all know a broken gun is a safe gun. Okay. Okay, so we're on peg. The shotgun is out of the slip. It's broken, so we know it's safe. And now we're just about to start the drive. So let's go through the safety whilst we're on the drive. 3, 2, 1, hit it, Tony. So when we're on the peg, we're now ready to shoot. Notice that the gun is still empty. It will either be a verbal command or a loud whistle blast, which is what we use here. The reason we use a whistle blast is because it cannot be confused with any other sound on the shoot.
Okay.
The host will say, stand by, ready. We load the gun, like so.
Yeah.
When the whistle goes, that means that we can shoot the targets. I close the gun, I hold it above the horizon to engage the target.
Yeah.
And at any time while I'm waiting for targets, you will notice that my barrels are above the horizon. And I'm looking around for my next target. And then all of a sudden I come up, I engage, I hit the target, bring it down. Now when I've finished doing that and I want to reload, it's standard procedure. The cartridges will disengage by the ejector system and then I can reload the gun again.
Okay.
Notice how I hold it down. Everybody can see me left and right.
Yep.
When the whistle goes, and that's the end of the drive, that means that my gun stays open.
Okay.
A few pointers that we must understand. We shoot a lot of clays and a lot of cartridges on a simulated game day. So there's a couple of things that we need to be aware of. This gun will get very hot.
Yep.
Especially on a beautiful summer's day like today. So here, the barrels will get very, very warm.
Yeah.
If we are number one shooting and maybe our partner's going to shoot there, what we do is we place our gun down broken.
Yeah.
We know it's empty. On the ground so it cools. And then we cover it with the slip so no broken bits of clay can come and damage our gun.
Okay.
Good tip, good advice. Make your gun safe and secure. And while it's on the ground, your safety supervisor can see it's broken and there's no cartridges in it.
So Tony's just mentioned that we always need to have the barrels to the sky. I know why, but Tony, tell us more.
So when we're holding the gun, you had mentioned that why we have barrels up above any foliage or landscape there. That's because we don't know what's there.
Okay.
And also we're on a sporting simulated game day. If we're engaging in a sporting target, it's always shot with sky above it.
Okay.
And that's the aim of the day. So first and foremost, it's safety, and secondly, it's encouraging a sporting shot even though it's a clay.
So Tony has just mentioned about it being a sporting simulated clay day. Now obviously in front of us, if we haven't got, if we're not shooting into the air and we were shooting towards the trees, we've got trappers at the moment with the clay traps that we could hit. There might be something there, or if it's a game day,
yes,
we might have beaters pick us up. We could have anyone there.
Of course, and the last thing we want to do is cause injury to anyone that we can't see. And sometimes some of the dogs that will go from the beating line may be in front of us. So it's good practice. Always shoot with sky behind you and above the landscape.
So we've just completed the drive, the whistle has been blown, and now Tony is going to tell us exactly what we need to do to safely put our gun back into the slip.
So we've had the whistle go, that means it's the end of the drive. We're ready to move on to our next drive as indicated. So we want to recover our gun. So we take the sleeve off it like so.
Yep.
We know it's been protected from any falling debris. We pick the gun up and automatically we have a visual check.
Yep.
And once we've had a visual check, we know that the gun is empty and free from any debris.
Yep.
Barrels go in first.
Yep.
We shut the gun.
Yep.
We secure the gun slip, have a double check, and then we're ready to put it over our shoulder. Barrels pointing downhill.
Yep.
So there, and it's nice and secure so it can't fall out so you don't damage your precious gun. And then we're ready to pick up any loose debris here.
Yep.
And move on to the next drive.
So Tony, we mentioned about placing the shotgun once broken on the floor with a slip on the top to protect it from any debris. Okay. But can we just explain why I would be putting it down with regards to peg sharing on simulated days?
So let's just recap why we would peg share and why the gun would be on the ground.
Okay.
So let's say there would be two of us on the peg.
Yeah.
You've shot first.
Yeah.
Your gun is hot. You would place it on the ground. I may be your number two. I would have my own gun.
Yeah.
So while I'm shooting, that gun can cool down
Yeah.
in a nice, safe, secure location.
Okay.
Obviously, if it's a cool day, we wouldn't need to do it. But
Okay.
if there's two people shooting, I'm responsible for my own gun, which I'm going to shoot with. You're responsible for your gun. You don't want to burn your fingers, and you can leave it there to cool, but broken in a safe location.
So just to round up this little video, Tony's going to give us his 3 top tips. Tony's top tips. So lovely smiley Tony, what are your 3 top tips?
Well, my top tips are, number 1, always double check that you've got the right equipment before you leave home. That is your safety equipment, your eyes, your ears, and your headwear.
Yeah.
That's number 1. Number 2, make sure you've got the correct gun to take with you for a simulated game day, and it's in good order. We put our guns through an awful lot of pressure on a simulated game day. And number 3, enjoy your day. A safe shot makes it an enjoyable day. Have a good shooting.
Thank you very much, Tony.